Hi everybody. I am hoping if you stumbled upon this video, it's because it was important for you to see, and that you're also already familiar with the characteristics of a narcissist or sociopath or somebody with antisocial personality disorder traits. If not, you might want to check that out before you listen. But I hope this helps somebody out there, maybe a woman in an abusive relationship, or a man, anybody who needs just courage to get out. If you are with somebody that displays the traits of those disorders that I mentioned, please don't stay. It will destroy you eventually, and you have to put yourself back together, and it's not going to be easy. So if you already know that they're like that, please go and just don't even think about it. You know, they will make you feel like you're going crazy. They won't have any compassion towards you after things like surgeries and things where you really need them. They will take your dignity. They'll take things, just everything. And you really won't even realize it's happening a lot of the time because you're wrapped up in the good side of it, which is just absolutely the best thing you've ever felt in your life. But I stayed for 27 years almost, and it's my first time out on my own, living alone, and it is the hardest thing I really ever had to do. But if I can do it, I really feel like anybody can. I mean, now that I've been gone almost 9 months, I look back over the years and I'm thinking, my God, what was I thinking? And when you find out that your whole life has been a lie, it's a hard pill to swallow. So if you get it early, catch it early, and you just leave. No matter how bad you want to stay, it's just not going to be worth it in the end. And I can tell you, after 27 years and going through just about every form of abuse imaginable, it just keeps getting worse. And now that I'm gone, he has everything, and I left with 3 suitcases and one of our dogs because he kept the other. Which was awful for me too, because I saved her, basically brought her back to life. She was an abused puppy, and I took her in. He didn't even want her, but I know he loves her, and I'm grateful she has a good home, but I miss her. But you just lose everything, and I believed everything he said, and it hurts so bad to know that it was just all a lie. I lived by him, or lived with him all those years, and I watched him tell everyone that we met that story about us meeting and how it was love at first sight, and he knew he was going to marry me, and he told me that he was going to marry me. And I mean, I just was head over heels in love too, because he was so sweet, nice. And it wasn't until after I moved in with him that I really saw the other side. And I don't know, I guess because I grew up in a home with domestic violence, I'm assuming probably a lot of the people that are going to watch this that are in that situation probably did too. I also suffered from, sexual abuse as a child from, somebody else. But yeah, I mean, it seems like that's kind of the background that we seem to have, trying to find a way to break the cycle. But I told a therapist that we talked to once, told me that maybe one day I could help other people with what I'd learned from his affair and our marriage, trying to recover from it. And I couldn't really figure out, I thought, oh my God, the pain of the affair, 3 years, of a double life almost, oh, it was brutal. It was a hard pill to swallow because him and I were so in love. And I believed in him so wholeheartedly, because they will make you do that. They will make you do that, and they will make just, I rented the movie Gaslight with Ingrid Bergman. That's the version you want to get, I'm told, on Amazon, and watched it the other day, and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. It's just, I see him in it, and it's terrible. I mean, I've never felt the pain that I felt today, and I've been gone from him for 9 months. But I think I've held on to this idea that he was going to change and it was going to be okay, even though I shouldn't ever want to go back. I mean, I've suffered domestic violence for years and been in so many awful positions with him, but I just couldn't go. I was afraid. I mean, he really made me think nobody was ever going to want me. I was dumb. I was stupid. The world would eat me alive without him, and I wouldn't make it without him, and oh, the stuff that he would say is just, I hate to even keep going down that path and reliving it, because I don't want to, because I want to move on from it. I really do, and I've been working very hard at that, but today was just exceptionally bad because he has been attacking me all day. I just said something to him this morning that he didn't like, and I shouldn't have, because really no contact is the best way to go. If you're not doing that, if you've broken up, no contact is really a must, because every time I talk to him, he plays head games, and I think, oh, we're going to get back together. But really, the thing is, I have to keep reminding myself that the reason I'm not there really is because he was physically attacking me, and I had to go. And it was happening too much, and it was becoming more and more intense over the years, and it was scary to me. And I grew up in that, and I didn't want to live in that. But nonetheless, he told that story to people about us meeting and how it was so special to him and me. It was special to both of us, that story. We would just light up telling people when he was in his good mood, his good side was showing. And then I find out tonight that he told me that I'm a very dumb person. And this was because I said that I just wanted 50% of the value of the house and car, like I'm legally entitled to, and he doesn't want me to have anything, and I don't have anything. I had to start over and just buy everything. It's been a nightmare. But yeah, I said something to him this morning I really shouldn't have, and it started the ball rolling. I should have not said anything, but I lost it over something he said, and I bit. He put out the bait, and I bit. And I paid for it too. By the end of the night, I found out that when we were love at first sight and how magical it was and how amazing our relationship was, he says that I'm such a stupid person that I believed a 16-year-old boy's lies, who, was only trying to get into my pants. And then he laughed. And it hurts so bad. I mean, I just don't have words for what I've been feeling tonight from it. But he says, yeah, how embarrassing is that a 16-year-old boy had you wrapped around his finger and told you all kind of lies to get in your pants, and you believed it. And the only reason I stayed with you was because I felt like I needed to take care of you. And you're a dumb person, and you should take an IQ test, and you'll see that I'm right. And I can't have words for how bad it hurt. I wish I had a voice in the marriage. I never had a voice. It didn't matter. It didn't matter what I had to say. My heart is absolutely broken. I love this man with everything in me. I believed in him 100%. And he turned out to be like a wife beater. He cheated on me for years. And then when I went to another guy's house, coming off of Cymbalta, which I was taking because of how he was treating me, I don't even know if I did anything, truthfully. But I lost my house. I had to start over. This is the kind of thinking that they have, though, because that was the only mistake I made. I was faithful through years of cheating. But trust me, if you think they will tell you lies, he's broken every promise to me and the kids, truthfully, to our kids. They're grown adults now. But it's hard to forgive myself for that, too. So if you have little ones, please think about that. I was just so wrapped up in the side of him that I loved and wanting to hold on to him because it was all I knew since I was 15, that I would allow mistreatment of the kids to a degree. I guess now looking back, some of it wasn't very nice. It wasn't that bad, but yeah, maybe it was, to be honest. But I didn't know how to go. I was terrified. I just didn't even really think for a long time that what was happening was bad. I guess I just didn't want to see. And, but we had some of the best of times when we got along. Our life was amazing. It was just unbelievable how well we went together. But I'm thinking that I guess it was all an act, because we met and he says he lied to get in my pants, and then he felt bad for me, so stayed with me. I got pregnant at 17. And so we stayed together always after that. We were separated a couple of times shortly, but the last 14 years were just absolutely a nightmare. And he moved me away from my family. And I'm telling you this because maybe you'll recognize some of the signs. Moved me 1,200 miles away from my family. He beat me down for a year before we left about what a bad person I was. He didn't want to live up north. He needed to go south, his mood and everything. And finally I left kicking and screaming. And when we got there, he immediately got a girlfriend at work and just started cheating. And I was like flabbergasted, because I mean, I just never expected that out of him. So, but little by little, he just started, you know, isolating me more and more. And by the time we split up 9 months ago, he had caused ties to be severed between my mom and I, my dad and I, my brother and I. I just had no one. I made up with my mom, thankfully, because I would have really hated myself to find out that I gave up years with my mom. I already hate that I lost 2, only to find out that he was nothing but a fake and phony the entire time I knew him. And he made everyone believe he was amazing, including me. I would be so good on the good days that were good that I would be like, forget about what happened 2 days ago, and he never would apologize. They tend to not apologize because that would be admittance of being wrong, and their ego won't allow that. So forget that. You're not getting apologies, and if you do, it'll probably be screaming at you, I'm sorry, because you complained about it in a fight. It's so traumatizing. And maybe that's what our therapist was predicting for me, because I don't know that I really got over the pain of the affair, because it was pretty brutal, especially because he had her in our house and cooked her dinner, and like I was in Ohio visiting family with the kids, and I came back and I had to like wash dirty dishes that he did for her. I didn't know that until way later, but I mean, it was so humiliating. And you have to be really evil and soulless to do that kind of something to somebody that loves you. I just did nothing but love this man. I adored him. I worshiped the ground he walked on and gave him all of my attention. It was never enough. I wasn't allowed to fall asleep and take a nap. I'd wake up terrified I was going to get in trouble. I was told I was fat. When I worked on cross-stitching and embroidering, I was a grandma, and that annoyed him, and he didn't like it. I got adult coloring books later on to do when I was working from home, and I was, you know, a child, and there was something mentally wrong with me because I just sit there coloring in a book. And I mean, there have been almost like nothing left of me. I'm sorry, I'm getting sleepy, but lately I just feel like I crawled out of the mud, you know, like I feel like I literally feel like I've been put through like some kind of a ringer and left in wet mud, and I'm crawling out of it, and just doesn't seem to get any better with him. And I'm still waiting on a divorce. I can't afford an attorney, and he's got money now, and he's gonna get one, and he's taking everything off of me, and I'm thinking, but you already took everything, including my heart, and trying to get my soul now too, is what it feels like. But if you have signs of this happening, say they're gonna change if they really want you, but eventually you're just gonna be tossed aside, and God forbid you make a mistake, you're not perfect, you get tossed aside, and it's gonna be brutal. And so yeah, it's time to go. leave the relationship if they have these characteristics and they're hurting you. And if you ladies especially, or men, I suppose it could happen that way, if you're getting physically hit or shoved or anything, no. Call the police and report it. Do not worry about it. Don't be like, well, I don't want our kids to know, or I don't want them to get in trouble. I don't want to have to pay to get them out of jail. You need to set that precedent instantly. The first time it happens, if you're going to stay in the relationship after that, they need to be reprimanded, because otherwise you don't have any, you're not practicing self-worth. And that's the thing I've been learning. I've been on a mission of self-growth and spirituality exploration, stuff like that. And yeah. And I'm so sorry. I'm so stressed out today. It's just been so painful, and I'm losing my train of thought. But really, I thought, I wanted to like make a video of some sort, because I really wanted to start trying to help other women who were in abusive relationships to leave, because I got help leaving mine. And I was really almost like in a Stockholm syndrome situation, truthfully. It was really, really bad. And I left, like, I feel like I'm learning the world all over again. You know, it's been so tiring, and I'm so exhausted. And he did everything for me. He drove me everywhere. We were together pretty much 24/7, unless he was at work and I couldn't be there. A lot of times he'd take me places. He went for work and stuff too. We were always together. And for the most part, life was amazing. It was only until he found out lately, the last couple of years, that I made a mistake and everything ended there. I was no longer the, shining star of his life that I had been, because I guess that's why he liked me, because he wanted me to be perfect. And he cheated on me, and I didn't do anything. I was faithful always. And I think that when he realized I wasn't perfect, and even though he kind of really pushed me to it, to be honest, and I know, like, people say, well, own your actions, but this was like an odd circumstance, and I just never would have done this in my right frame of mind. I'm not that kind of person. Even if he did it to me, I would have done it a long time ago when he was out with her. But they will punish you. They love that too. That's like a huge thing. I think they feel like they're on the earth to punish the people that they don't like, which is most. But I do practice Reiki. I'm trying to kind of come up with a way to raise some money to get an attorney, because I really need to fight him, and I just don't. Or truthfully, I'd like to just be able to make enough on my own that I could walk away and not take anything of his, because I just would rather do this on my own. I mean, I would be like, well, I guess I'm so dumb, huh? I made it on my own. After all, that's going to be the best thing, is to be able to succeed. That's probably going to be the biggest payback right there. And I apologize for losing my train of thought repeatedly. I'm really sleepy, and I think that I'm going to say a prayer for everyone out there who came across this video, because even though I've jumped all over the place, I hope that maybe you might have picked up on something that might help you to go and leave your abusive situation and start a new life that's peaceful. I've actually sat in my new little apartment, and I left a house on the water, like 220 feet of seawall, dolphins hopping in the backyard, to come to a studio apartment back up north with no view, and I had no car. But yeah, if I could do that, I think anybody can find a way to go. And you'll see too, everything will unfold for you like it should. But anyways, like I was saying, I was trying to say goodnight and I got off on a tangent. I hope you got something out of this, because I've been in a lot of pain, and it would be nice to know that my pain might have helped even one person to start a better life for themselves. So I hope that it does, and I'm going to send a little Reiki before sleep to whoever is out there watching right now, or will watch later. So thanks for listening.